How's it going? Welcome to the One Funnel Away Challenge. I'm excited to have you guys here. Hopefully that popped your speakers. That is my goal every day. Alrighty, hey, I'm excited for this. Welcome to the very first day. I'm excited to have you again. And let me just make sure again this is all recording, which I believe it is. Sweet. Okay, cool. And boom, got my stuff set up here. Got my second screen here. I am ready to get going. Hopefully you guys had a chance to watch Russell's first video. If you have not, make sure that you do so. Hey. So I want to go back real quick, okay? We've gone through a whole bunch of mindset stuff, okay? A whole bunch of belief stuff. Funny enough, I was texting one of my buddies a while ago, and it was one of my coaches, and I was sending a message to him, and I said, you know what's interesting about this game? I said, the funny thing about this game is that I never realized, I always thought that making money, the hard part about making money would be the product and the sales message itself. But what I have found that is actually more accurate is that it is more challenging the head part of it, right? Just stay out of my own freaking way, right? And so anyway, I'm excited for this. So the beginning of this, we've gone through hardcore, just the actual belief stuff, right? Belief stuff. Does everybody believe that at least this is possible? Okay, I'm going to go in the chat real quick and just say yes, okay? I just want to, because what I want you to do is I want you to have that moment where you realize like, oh my gosh, I could actually pull this off. And I remember when I first had that moment and I was sitting right, you guys know the story that I come from, right? It's heavy. There's some ups and some downs. There's a lot of downs. And we were truly actually broke. And it's funny because my wife and I, just this last weekend, we were talking more about this. And we were talking about how intense it truly was, right? And she was going and like looking at food stamps and like how to get this stuff out the door. And like, you know, if that was a possibility for us, and we're like, oh, anyway, it was intense. It was really heavy, okay? And I know that some of you guys are in that scenario now, and some of you guys are not. And some of you guys you're doing fine or whatever financially. Some of you guys are like, oh my gosh, I just hope this is the thing that gets us moving. So I'm excited for this week, the next 4 weeks, because we're actually going to dive into the actual tactical stuff that you guys need to start doing to get your funnel out the door. And that is the goal of this entire challenge, okay? That's the goal of this entire challenge. Now, I will tell you that the thing that drives me the most nuts, like the thing that pisses me off more than anything else, is when somebody asks me, well, Steven, how long should I expect to plan on spending to actually get this challenge done? Or, Steven, I hate, it blows me away. I hate when people ask me, well, how long is this going to take? That already tells me that they are in a loser mindset. Stop watching the freaking clock and just do the work, okay? We cool? All right, a lot of you guys I'm preaching to the choir. Some of you guys I'm hitting you right at home, okay? Because I care about you, appreciate you, that's what I'm saying, right? Don't watch the freaking clock. Just do the work, put the head down, and just go. And what I find is when people start looking at the clock and they ask me that question, it's a symptom of them comparing themselves to somebody else. Okay? Just compare you to you, and let's go forward. We good? Noise! Noise! All right, here we go. Hey, so if you've gone through the video from Russell, right, he went through and he started talking about how to actually go and start this whole game that we call funnel hacking. Now, the first time I ever read the book, .com Secrets was created to teach people how to actually model someone successful, right? That's why it was written. That's one of the reasons it was written. It was written, oh, that's good, you ordered it, great. Okay, it was written to actually go in and teach people, right? This is how you funnel hack. Okay, now real quick, I just want to walk through what funnel hacking even is. The first time, I read this book, I told you guys, I was laying on a security line. It was during a training, and I went and I actually had my M16 in my right hand, laying in the prone for 10 days in the dirt, and I had this book in the left. And, Army uniforms, they got pens right here in the forearm, so I'd take out a pen, and I'd start writing stuff down, put it back in, wait for, like, people to not be around me so I could keep reading it. And I was like, this is freaking incredible, right? This was absolutely amazing. And I start going through and I deep dive through the book and I realized like that I was close, right? I was probably on business try number 12, 13, something like that. It took me 17 tries to really get this going. But the first 12, 13, I didn't know anything about ClickFunnels. I didn't know anything about funnels in general, okay? And it only took me maybe 2 or 3 after I read .com Secrets to really make one work. That should give you hope, okay? And again, I just want to reiterate, this is more about science and templates and formulas and systems than it is about art and being a creative genius and making something that nobody's ever seen before. So again, let's dive into this. This is really the first step of all funnel creation. We call it funnel hacking, okay? And funnel hacking is going in and seeing what is already selling and how it's already selling. Okay, those are the only two questions you got to answer. That's really it. Too many times people think this is what funnel hacking is. They go in and they're going to look at something like ClickBank, okay, and which is great. You should, right? Russell goes through in the videos. If you haven't seen it yet, again, go and see it. He goes through something like ClickBank or goes through something like Facebook, right? And you're going in and you're looking at ads, but too many times people mistake funnel hacking for page copying. That is not funnel hacking, okay? Just because they got a green button on the right doesn't mean that you putting a green button on the right means it's a successful funnel hack. The only two questions you are trying to answer, okay, are these two things. What are they selling and how is it selling? That's all. When I built my first funnel, right, it took me 8 months, like I was telling you guys ahead of time, I told you guys last week. It took me 8 months, and it was hard, and it was a challenging 8 months, and so much of my pride was locked up in the game. And a lot of you guys are starting to feel that, and I get that. And you're in the challenge, and anyway, I've just been there, very painfully been there. And you may not know anybody else literally physically around you in your own area that even does what you're doing. I get that as well, okay? Welcome to the community, welcome to the club. We've all been there before, okay? Okay? And so what I started doing is I started building out these funnels, or this funnel, and I was like, this is it. The product, I'm so excited. And the product was awesome. It was epic. It was super cool. But I went through, and this is the first time I realized what a product was and what an offer was. Okay, I went in and I started looking at, I started building the funnel, and after I built the funnel, right, it took me 8 months, and I go and I launch this thing out. I go and I launch this thing out, and I was like, hey, check it out. What's up? I'm super excited. This thing is launched. Remember, I launched it. I was excited. I was anticipating this huge amount of cash coming in, and nobody bought it. Nobody bought my product at all. And I was so devastated. I can't tell you how devastated I was. It was like, I mean, I'd already spent years. I'd already wasted thousands of dollars on other bad programs or bad products or trying to create. I was just running. Okay, I was running again, and I was moving as fast as I could. And to have the thing not sell again was a huge shot to my esteem, right? My self-esteem, to my, you know, as you start asking yourself, should I throw in the towels? Is this really worth it? And if you've been there before, just know that I've been there as well, okay? And every entrepreneur has, and if they told you they haven't, they're completely lying to you, okay? This really interesting thing started happening though, okay? Fascinating, fascinating. There were people, I think it took about 4 months for somebody to really start buying it. And when somebody came and they bought it, the first thing they said is, oh my gosh, this is incredible. How come more people aren't buying this? And I had the same question. I was like, I don't freaking know, right? And I was like, this is real. I know, it's a great product. I sold the product to that guy, and he said that to me, and I was like, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe let me try this again. And I started going out and trying to sell things again, and this fascinating thing started happening. This guy reached out, and he bought the first thing, and then I had 2 upsells, okay? The person bought the first thing, and then they reached out, and they're like, you know what, this is a great product. I really appreciate it, but I just wish, is there a way, could you just add in that first upsell with the original purchase? And I was like, you piece of crap. Are you kidding me? You greedy SOB? Like, I was so mad. Are you joking? Just pay the money, right? I'm running a freaking business here. I'm not a charity. You know what I mean? And I got really mad about it. And so, because I had this main thing that I was selling, and then the very next thing that popped out, there we go. Right? I had this main thing that I was selling, and then the very next thing was good enough. They were like, well, how come that's not coming with the first thing? And I got mad. And I was like, why do you think that I'm just going to start giving you crap, right? And the next thing happened again, right? A few days later, somebody else reached out and they asked the same question. They said, hey, that first thing that you're selling is really, really good. I just wish that it had like upsell number 1 or 2 with it. That would be really, really helpful. And I got mad. And I remember venting to my wife one day about it. I was like, who do these people think they are? This is crazy. The product is incredible, right? It's an upsell for a reason. They should be purchasing this thing. And I was so mad about it. And so one day I was like, you know what? What if I went and I just decided to just add it in? And so I did that against all of my personal logic. I was like, you know, I'm not going to do, this is so freaking, I don't want to do this. Okay, so I went in and I decided I would just add in OTO1 with the main product. Does that make sense? I added the upsell product with the main product. Okay, and I went and added that in, and I was like, oh, let's just see. And the weirdest thing happened. I had this huge spike huge spike in sales. And I was like, what, right? And it wasn't tons of money. It was up to, we were only doing like $1,000 a week, but for us, $1,000 a week was like life-changing, right? My goal was just to do $1,000 a month at that time. We were in such dire need, it was ridiculous, okay? And I went and I launched that thing out, and I was like, holy crap, like, and it was life-changing. It's like $1,000 a week, and it was consistent. I was like, this is really weird, okay? And then the next person came out, they're like, I really just wish you would add in that second upsell, right? Because I took out one of them, so now there's only one upsell. I was like, I wish you would just add in that one upsell to the other two products. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what is wrong with you people? I was so mad about it. And I was like, okay, it worked the first time. Let me just go ahead and do it. And I went and I took that product and I added it to the original two. And there was, again, a huge spike in sales, right? That more than covered what it would have cost if they just would have purchased onesie-twosies throughout it. And I started looking, I was like, why is this happening? And it was the first time that I really started realizing and deeply understanding the difference between a product and an offer. Okay? They are completely different. Okay? One of the major reasons why people's things don't sell well in the game, and this is one of the reasons I want to bring this up ahead of time, is that we don't sell offers. I'm sorry, we don't sell products. We sell offers. Okay? I don't sell products. Okay? And one of the major reasons why people's things don't succeed is because they only sell products and not offers. One of the easiest things I can go do when I'm looking at someone's thing, right? When I'm looking at their stuff, when I'm looking at their funnel, when I'm looking at what they're selling, one of the easiest levers I know I can always go turn is I can look at their thing and see if they're selling, well, is that a product or is that an offer, right? Now, you've gone through and you started listening to Russell Brunson, and he started talking more about red ocean, blue ocean, right? He started talking more about, we got health, wealth, relationships, right? And he's going through and he's talking all about that concept. There's 3 different core markets: health, wealth, relationships, right? Now, you're going to choose one of those markets. I was speaking at an event. We had an event. It was a 3-day event that we ran for quite a while. And somebody asked the question, well, my product doesn't really naturally fit in health, wealth, or relationships. Anybody in that right now? Right? Some of you guys might be feeling that a little bit, right? And you might be thinking like, I could fit in health or wealth or relationships or 2, or I could fit in all 3, or here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. You can't choose. You can't promise. Every time that we promise more than one thing in a headline, in a sales letter, in a script, our conversions just plummet. Okay, only choose one. Okay, and you have to understand that the sale is really happening in 2 parts here, right? If you think about what we've been talking about last week, right, and I told you guys that fake book story, right? Just for the purpose of teaching you that there is a drastic difference between a sales message, right, and the thing that it's selling. Okay, those 2 things. If your product, if your offer does not naturally fit in one of those 3 things, that's okay. But your sales message must. We getting this? If your product, if your offer, right, does not naturally fit in health, wealth, or relationships, that's okay, right? But your sales message must fit in one of them. And funny enough, that's the thing that's super fluid about this. Thanks for forgiving me for messing with you guys on the book thing, right? Some people got really mad at that the first time I've ever done that. I was like, I don't know why. Like, how are you ever going to forget that lesson? Anyway, okay, so you must fit health, wealth, or relationships, just one of them, into at least the sales message, right? Here's an example. And Russell alluded to this in the actual training as well. One of my favorite examples to talk about is Gillette razor. Now, what's funny is that if you look at a company like Gillette, you might assume, what market are they in? Oh, I'm in the health, right? The guys are shaving or whatever. I hate shaving, right? The guys are shaving or I'm in the health industry. That's actually not the case. Okay, watch their ads, watch their commercials, right? You all know the commercial, right? Some dude standing in front of the mirror and he's like, oh, yeah, what's up? I'm shaving. I'm the man, right? And that's kind of what he's doing. And he's shaving, right? What happens next? A woman comes up to him, looks at him, right? Goes up. You can tell they're in the bathroom and like feels his face up, right? Like, rah, rah, like mauls his face a little bit. And you're like, oh, they're selling relationships. Dudes, you want the woman? You shave with this razor, right? And you have to understand, does that make sense? So you have to understand that like while the product doesn't naturally fit in relationships, the sales message did. So that's the way to look at, that's when you start to check that out, okay? If you're like, hey man, I don't know how to fit this or that in it, you can definitely promise. Like, for example, you could take something like a protein powder. Naturally, you would assume that would fit in health. However, you could actually use it to sell relationships or wealth. Hey, you know, one of the biggest keys I've ever used to become more financially fit was actually to take this protein powder. That makes sense? And you can use, that's one of the things you can use as kind of a variable to go in and sell your things and outdo other people, okay? So just understanding that relationship, let's walk through from the very top how this whole thing runs, okay? I'm actually going to open up an Excel sheet real quick here so we can start walking through this. And I want to share this let me share my screen with you here as well. Okay. You know what? That's gonna be boring. Let's go where all good funnels start. Paint. Okay, paint. Paint is where all good funnels begin. Let me share my screen with you guys here. Boom. All right, here we are. Boom. Okay. All right, so we've got health, wealth, relationships, right? We got one of the three. I did not take whiteboard mouse drawing secrets. Just kidding. So it's gonna look really crappy, but just follow me along with this for a second, okay? We got health, wealth, or relationships. Remember, we're only gonna choose one of those things. And what we're gonna go do is, so let's say you're selling real estate, okay? Let's say you're selling real estate. So I'm gonna go in and I'm choosing, again, yeah, health, wealth, relationships. Now, I assume that you're going to be selling wealth when you're selling something like real estate, okay? What you're saying is, the sentence is, I promise you wealth through real estate, okay? That's kind of how the sentence goes down, okay? So if I'm going to sell real estate right here, real estate, if I'm selling real estate right here, how many people are promising wealth through the use of real estate? A ton, right? And there's tons of variations of it. Oh, you can do fix and flips, or you can invest in single family, or you can invest in massive complexes. You know what? Commercial real estate is the way to go. You know what? It's all about buying holds. You know what? It's actually buying at a loss so you can get the tax benefits. You know, there's a lot of modalities that people go out and they sell and they teach. Look, real estate is the way to wealth. Okay? Real estate, therefore, is a massive, massive, massive red ocean. And you know something is a red ocean when it's just highly, incredibly competitive. If you go in and you decide, let's say you decide, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to sell a product in real estate. And if you do that, and the only way for you to make it profitable is to compete on price and just start discounting and discounting and discounting, that is a huge sign. It is a red ocean, okay? This is a massive, massive, massive red ocean. Very, very red. Okay, what you want to do and what we have to understand is that this game, if you guys have read the book Expert Secrets, right, there's a little bit of a conflict in how this whole game gets played. And the first time I realized this, I was like, how do these two fit together, right? You read a book like .com Secrets, and .com Secrets says, hey, why would you ever create something brand new? That's risky. Model success. And you read that and you're like, oh yeah. That makes a ton of sense. Okay. And you go through and you're like, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to model success. So real quick, here's some points that I always go through, and what I'm funnel hacking. This is what I funnel hack when I actually, this is how I know, basically, if it's okay for me to move on to something like a blue ocean. Number one, the first thing that I'm going in and I'm choosing is I'm trying to, let's say that, again, I'm going to sell a real estate investment course, okay? And let's say that I'm going to teach people how to do fix and flips. There's a crap ton of people teaching you how to do fix and flips, okay? It is definitely red. That is good. Seek out a highly competitive red, bloody red ocean, okay? This is the opposite of what I was taught in college. This is the opposite of what I was taught in most books. Most people are like, well, go out and choose a niche and find a way to be completely new. Not in this phase. Not in this stage. That's not what you're doing here, okay? We got 600 comments. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to keep going here, okay? All right? Not in this phase. That is not what you want to do here. I'm not going in, and I am not saying, let's go start. Here's the reason why, okay? I was teaching at this event again, and this break started. And I remember there was this guy. He came up to me on my left side, and he came up to me and he goes, hey, Steven, I got this great idea. I got this fantastic idea. Here's the idea. And he's like, here's my offer. And he started telling me the things that were inside of his offer. And he said, you know what? I got this in my offer. Just like you saw Russell doing, right? I got this in my offer. I got this product in my offer. I got this product in my offer. I got this product in my offer. And this is the whole offer right here. And he goes, oh man, do you think that's a good idea? And I said, well, what red ocean are you stemming out of? And he said, I don't know. And I said, then that is the riskiest crap I've ever heard of in my life. Okay? Don't do it. Okay? Does that make sense? It is so much easier and is far safer to take one step out of a proven, highly competitive red ocean than it is to come up with something that you don't really know where to go hook into, right? If I go take a one step out of a red ocean, I now know exactly who to go sell to. I'm selling back to the red ocean. That's the whole key. That's the whole secret. That's the reason this game is so freaking easy. Okay? I'm going to find a highly competitive, highly controversial, incredibly red ocean. And we're going to teach you how to create offers and little strategies in marketing that make you different. Okay? Not better, different. And you're going to sell directly back into the red ocean. We getting this? Okay? That's the easiest way to play the game. It's the easiest way to play the game. Because otherwise, I got to go in and I got to guess. And I create something over here, and I'm like, and it might be truly amazing. And it probably is. You make something over here on the side, you're like, check this out, right? Let's say it was this book, or let's say I got this cool little time clock thing, right? Or I don't know, whatever it is. You come up with some cool thing. You might even do a good job creating an offer, but as far as you positioning it, you don't even know how to go, you don't know who to go to sell it to, right? And that's the biggest question that people will come to me with. Steven, I got this amazing product. I'm just having a hard time figuring out who should buy it. Oh, crap, man, you should have answered that before you started building the freaking product. Okay? So that's why we have you guys come through this in the way that we are. And that's why Russell is teaching you what he is. When you come through and okay, health, wealth, or relationships, you're choosing one. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to choose something red, very, very red. I want a highly competitive red ocean. And sometimes people ask me like, Steven, how do I know how to find a red ocean? And some of you guys might be asking that question now. It's very easy. If you found a red ocean, there are ads. There are people publishing in it. There's podcasts all over the place. There are gurus in that space, self-proclaimed and real ones, okay? There is controversy. There are people with differing opinions. There are very stark opinions. There's very stark and contrasting courses, right? It's not hard to find a red ocean. They're loud. They're hard to miss, okay? They're there. And so the thing that I am funnel hacking, like I said, is not page modeling. Okay, that's like the 20% of it that matters at the very, very end. But the core of what funnel hacking really is, the 80% that matters, the 80% that carries the ball the furthest, is two things. What are they selling, right? So offer. And funny enough, most people don't know the concepts of offers versus products, so they probably don't even have an offer, which makes it really easy for you to go dominate by turning their product into an offer. Suddenly you got the cash flow. Does that make sense? So the first thing I'm going in is I'm figuring out what on earth they are selling. Offer. Maybe they have one, maybe they don't. Maybe it's just a product. Okay. The second thing that I'm going to go do is I'm going to figure out, okay, how they're selling it, meaning sales message. Okay. When I can figure out the sales message and I can figure out the offer, man, complete, donezo, donezo. Does that make sense? That's all you have to figure out. That's all you have to know. Okay. Those two things right there. As soon as I know those things, I have license to go even attempt to create something like a blue ocean. Attempt to go create a blue offer. Before that, I shouldn't even try. It doesn't even matter. There's no reason for me to go create something. There's no reason for me to even go attempt making an offer. I don't. Okay? I spend so much freaking time understanding and deep diving into who's in the red ocean, who makes up the red ocean, what are the products in there, who are the people that are publishing, what are they saying, what are the things they're saying that makes other people in the red ocean a little bit feisty. Right? Those are a really easy way to create hooks. That's a really easy way to make hooks. I love making hooks that way. Easy way to do it. Just go find out what people are saying. And it's easy to do it because you can start reading forums. You can start reading blogs. You can start reading the different things that are going on around there. And you start getting a little thumb, like you put a finger on the heartbeat of what's going on inside that red ocean. You're like, man, I know how this thing freaking behaves now. And then I can go in and make something different, not better. And it's very easy for me to create a niche in that way. You guys getting this? Oh, baby. Watch this replay. There's some nuggets in this one, okay? Okay, so I'm looking at what is the offer and what is the sales message now, okay? Now I can go in and I can create something like a blue ocean, okay? And that process of going and taking somebody from a red ocean into a blue ocean, a brand new opportunity like Expert Secrets talks about, right? That's very, 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 very fun. Very fun. And it's easy to do when you are stemming out of a red ocean. If you don't do it that way, then you go build a product and you try and find someone to buy it. It's like, oh gosh. Ugh. Yeah? Yeah. I need some explosion noises. We gotta get one of those, I gotta get one of those like those deck tapes or whatever. You know, like all those sound effects. Yeah, there we go. You can just write it. Boom, boom, right? Super easy to do it that way. Okay? So you read a book like .com Secrets and it says, model, why would you ever make something new? And you read a book like Expert Secrets and it's like, make something new. Why would you ever do something that someone else has done before? And you're like, wait, those kind of conflict. And people, and I got a little confused the first time I read it. And the answer is literally to create them in tandem. Okay, you were creating them in tandem. The first thing, funny enough, this book is red, like a red ocean. You're gonna go funnel like the red ocean, and this is blue, like a blue ocean. I don't think that was intended, but it's hilarious. It came out that way, right? All right. And someone said that's the reason my first product failed. That's the reason mine did too. I went and I made a sweet product, right? And I had no idea why people were purchasing. I had no idea what people were currently purchasing in that ocean, in that red ocean. I had no idea how they were buying. I didn't know any of that stuff. I just came up with a cool product, which is what everyone was teaching me to go do. But when I do it this way, and I know, oh man, this is what they're buying, and this is how they're buying it. I mean, you know what? This goes one more level deeper, okay? I want to figure out also, we could call this 1A. This is where it gets really easy. This is where funnel hacking as far as page modeling comes in, okay? Okay, 1A, 2A, check this out, okay? If I could figure out the delivery of the offer, meaning, are they delivering all the products in the offer through a membership site? Are they sending it to somebody in an ebook, right? Same material, just different methods of delivery to the individual. And if I start writing down what's the delivery of the offer, how are they actually getting it to the person after they purchase it, right? If I can figure out what's the delivery of the sales message, right? Maybe someone's using an actual sales funnel. Sweet, man, you got a roadmap for you. Maybe they're not using a sales funnel. Maybe like an internet sales funnel. Maybe their sales funnel is all direct mail. They're literally mailing people the sales letter in people's mailboxes. Sweet. Well, now you know how they're getting it to them, and you know how that person is used to purchasing. So I could just take that product, turn it into an offer, and change it to put it on the internet. Boosh! New opportunity. Getting it? Oh, baby. I was sitting on an airplane super late at night. I was flying out to speak somewhere, and there was this old woman that was next to me. She was a just super sweet old woman. She was very, very nice. And I was sitting there, and I had just come out of teaching one of these events where we go, ClickFunnels, we go deep dive into this stuff and help you figure this stuff out. It's super, super fun. And I had just come out of it, and I had several things on my mind. And I was sitting there, and I was realizing, right, it's all about making that new opportunity, and it's all about making it different, not better. And if I can make it different, not better, and then make a new opportunity, right? And I had all these things running through my head. And I don't know what the deal is with being 30,000 feet with a little bit of caffeine in my veins, but I started having all these ideas. It's like the pattern happens all the time. And that's why I got the Energizer Bunny on the ceiling right there. That's what that is. A lot of you guys ask. I'm the original Energizer Bunny, baby. I put that thing to shame. I'm the original. Okay, and I was sitting on the airplane, and it was super dark, and sitting next to the window, and this woman was there, and she was... I had my headphones in, and I took out a pen and paper, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. There's all these ways to create new opportunities. Look at all these ways to create blue oceans. And I started realizing that there's multiple ways to create a blue ocean, right? Funnel hacking is the funnest game ever. Funnel hacking is so fun because I can go out and you can just look at what is currently selling, sell the same thing, turn their product into an offer. They already proved that it works for you. And you just change up the delivery of how they're getting it. Bam! Blue ocean. Right? Bam! New opportunity. And it gets to be really, really, really fun. And this game gets addicting because you start to see the patterns and you start to see from a marketer's standpoint all the moves people are making and not making. And you can go step in and be the winner. It's super fun. Okay? So anyway, little monologue there. But those are the things I didn't understand with that stuff. Okay, so number one, what I want you to understand about today, you have got to understand what red ocean you are coming out of. Now, I went a little bit deep there. I dove in just a little bit. Keep it simple. Do not get lost in the weeds on vernacular and crap like that. Okay, go in, and all you need to go do is just write down, okay, I'm selling wealth, draw a line. I draw it every single time I do this game. Not just Guys, I've built a lot of funnels, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Okay, and every single time I do it, I do this. I draw health, wealth, relationships. I'm like, okay, I'm doing wealth. Okay, draw it out. All right, what's the red ocean? And I go find out who all the big players are. Who are the influencers? Who's speaking? Who's saying what? What are the forums? What are the blogs? Where's the controversy about that red ocean taking place? What are people saying they like? What do they don't like? Right? And you just get to know that market. And funny enough, most of the things that we will ask you to do in the future are really easy to figure out if you know the red. If you know the red ocean. If you don't, they get really hard. Who's your avatar? Right? It's the perfect buyer inside of the red ocean. Who's your avatar? It's the perfect buyer inside the red ocean. Who are you trying to sell to? Perfect person back into whatever you came out of. It's safety for you to sell in this manner, but it's safety for the buyer to buy in this manner. Okay? It's safety for the buyer to buy in this manner because there you are tapping into not just what they already kind of like to buy, and you're just making it a little bit different, and you're making it better, and you're adding more value. You're also tapping into how they like to purchase, and it's similar, whether in sales message or right now you're going to take something, go from offline to online, or speak to them a different way, but kind of the same. Does that make sense? You're getting really, really, really close. Getting really, really close to the patterns of behavior they've already been emitting. And that's what makes it so easy and fascinating and fun to do. What I find is that when people read the book Expert Secrets, this is coming from me coaching literally almost 2,000 people through this process now, okay? What I find is that when people read this book, they get so enamored by the concept of a blue ocean that they skip past the red, and they go and they try and design this blue ocean, this new niche, this new opportunity, something that's never existed before, which is great, but it's completely freaky if you don't take time. Like I do just as much research, deep dive, and work on understanding the red as I do to create the blue. Okay, I'm hoping that this is like starting to gel in just a little bit. We gelling? Yeah, I'm gelling like a felon. I love that commercial. It was a good commercial. All right. Okay, so here's a few of the places here that I see that people will like kind of trip up in this. Is that cool if I kind of go through just a little bit? Just they're kind of like checkbox things. There's not like cool stories behind it, but I want to go through and just teach you guys a few of the places I've seen people trip up on this stuff. Okay, all right. Okay, number one, like I said, you got to know. I just wrote out a list. I was just, oh man, these are all the things I see people do. Okay, you got to know what red ocean you're coming out of. I just pounded that one to death. Number two, please, when you start going through it and you start funnel hacking what offers are already out there, right? And you start figuring out what offer you're going to sell, just outline the offer. Don't actually go make it yet. Okay? Don't spend time making the freaking offer until you've got money in your pocket and you know the sales message works. It doesn't matter how cool your offer is if no one's willing to buy it. It's the issue I ran into at the beginning. It's the issue a lot of people run into, right? So just outline the offer. Don't go make it though, okay? Don't actually go make it once people have actually paid you cash. And that sounds completely opposite and totally backwards to the way most people build stuff. But I will tell you from personal experience, it will save you so much time, money, pain, heartache. Anyway, we'll get more into that as we go forward. But just for right now, just take my word on that, okay? Outline the offer so that you know how to actually write the sales message, right? Because that's what we're going to put in the sales message. But until the market votes with their wallets, yes, I really like that sales message. Yeah, I love that offer. The issue is that people go in and they start creating the things in the offer. They start actually making the products in the offer. And then they'll actually go try and sell the thing. And they'll have a sales message, it'll be great. But then the market hasn't voted with their wallets yet that they like it. And so then you go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it wastes just absolute crap tons amount of time, okay? Don't make anything in the actual offer until you've got money in your hand, right? So you're going to go in here and outline it, and then we're going to teach you through. That's what we're coming up with next. I believe next week we're going through and actually creating the actual story, meaning sales message. I call sales message story, they're synonymous. That's what sales messages are, the stories. Okay? So I'm going to go in, and I'm going to show you, right, we're just going to outline the offer. Just figure out, just funnel hack the red, figure out that offer, start outlining your own, do not make it. We'll actually go create the sales message, because we have to have that outline, but don't make the things in there yet. Anyway, remember, this is all about creating a niche, not choosing one. which is way easy to do when you know the red. I think I was saying don't get distracted by making the product. That's not how you make money. You make money by getting good at sales messages. Again, Russell mentions this. I just want to reiterate it. Please sell what people are buying. Please sell what people are buying. All right. Do you fill your own wallet? No. So who cares what you think? One's a little hard to swallow sometimes. Right? We got to get past our own opinions sometimes when it comes to selling crap. Right? Sometimes I'm not telling you to sell things that are unethical or not moral or whatever. Right? But I'm telling you, if you have a product or you have an offer and you're like, I don't know that I actually really like all the things that are in here, but you're making a lot of money and people are getting results, man, take your emotions and your feelings about it and just go find a trash can and just kind of put them in there. Okay? Right? You don't fill your own wallet. The market does. Drop your own opinions. Kill your own opinions. Your opinions don't matter. Okay? They really don't. The market is the one that chooses and decides if you are worthy enough to get paid $1 million. If your product and your sales messages are worthy enough to get you out there. Okay? So take your emotions about the whole thing. Take your feelings. Understand we are not our feelings. Humans are not their. I'm not my feelings. I'm just having a feeling. Right? I'm gonna take my feelings about this. I'm gonna go over to a trash can and just kind of place them in there. Get a little gasoline and just kind of light it on fire. Okay? Because the market is what chooses, not me. Okay? Which is the reason why you have to know the red so well. And when you know that red ocean so freaking well, it's really easy to go design and develop a niche, create a niche, a new market, a category, a new opportunity, something that's never existed before when it's stemming one step out of a red. Then it's fun. Then it's awesome. Then the market can vote and not you. Okay? Anyway, understand that there's a giant. Anyway, we'll get to the price and value thing a little bit later here. But hopefully that makes sense to you. I've been going for a little while here, and I feel like I should stop. But hopefully I understand. Hopefully you guys understand why that's such a big deal and why we're going through this and why we're having you go through it. So Russell went through and he's showing you ways to get ads from the current pages that are out there. And I feel like there's several categories of people I've noticed that come into these programs like this. Okay, and you guys, you're probably in one of these programs most likely, one of these positions most likely. Number one. Some of you guys have a product, right? And you're like, sweet, I just got to go figure out how to turn it into an offer and figure out which red ocean I'm coming out of and figure out if I'm selling health, wealth, relationships. Sweet. Okay. Some of you guys are coming in here and you're like, okay, I have an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea yet though. Like, cool. That's totally fine. First of all, has the market been voting on it with their wallets, not their mouths, in the past, right? Or something extremely similar, right? Have people been voting? Meaning buying that thing or something similar to it in the past. Okay, and we're going to talk about blue ocean strategy here in just a little bit, but not today. I'm kind of just dumping like crazy, and I've been going for a little while here. Right? Okay. Number three, though, the third kind of person, which is not at a deep, it's not at a, you're not at a, I don't know what the word is. You're not at a disadvantage by being this third person. Some of you guys are in here and you're like, man, I don't know what to sell. I don't have an idea at all. I'm not a creative person, right? Which I don't think that's true. We just got to teach you how to be creative. That's a learned thing, okay? Right? And some of you guys are like, man, does that make sense? Some of you guys, you have a product, or you just have an idea, or you're like, I have no idea, I have no product, I don't even know where to start, okay? If you're like, I have no idea where to start, how many guys are in this? Say, you guys know, like, hey, I'm product, I got a product. Or you're like, hey, I have an idea. Or you're like, hey, I have no idea. That's fine. That's fine. Don't judge yourself for that, okay? Product people, if you already have a product, most of the time I find that you love your product. That's a danger thing. That's a dangerous thing to have. Don't love your product. It's broken. Look at it that way. Okay? You're at an advantage because you already got a product, so now we just got to turn it into an offer. But don't fall in love with the product. If you have an idea, don't fall in love with the idea. Right? And don't protect your idea like the idea is where the value is. Right? It's so funny when people make me sign like NDAs and crap like that. Well, if I tell you my ideas, you might go do them. It's like, oh, well, you don't have a product and no business, so your ideas are worth nothing anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, so anyway, don't fall in love with the idea. It's just an idea. Go get someone to vote on it with their wallet. Okay, and the faster you can do that, the better. Or number three, you're like, oh, man, I don't have a product. I don't have an idea. I don't have anything. Easiest thing to go do if you're in that scenario, start thinking through, well, would I want to sell health? Would I want to sell health or relationships? You literally could go type that into Google and see who's driving ads to those keywords and start figuring out which products interest you or which products people are spending the most money for. Okay? I'm in the business of making money. You should be too. All right? I don't believe on selling by just discounting price, and that's what we're gonna teach you how to not do that. Okay, but you got to understand those three. You got to understand those three, and you got to understand where you fit in them and how to move forward from here. Okay, so that's really it. That's what your homework is. You're gonna go in, you're gonna figure out, and you're gonna figure. That's like it's super fun assignment today. Go make sure to download the PDF. The PDF is gonna have you go through and actually funnel hack who the top influencer is, what their hooks are, meaning how do we grab somebody's attention, how do we understand what, right? And then the story, and then the offer. And you're gonna go through and you're gonna write those things out and get to know. I would encourage you to go even beyond that. Get to know the freaking market. Who's selling? Who's buying? Why are they buying? Why are they selling? Understand those stories. That makes it way easier for you to actually create a converting sales message as we move forward, okay? So as we move forward in this, understand, we're not selling the same crap that you're funnel hacking. We're not selling the same crap that's in the red ocean. But we just got to understand what's been proven up to this standpoint, okay? What's been proven, why they're buying, what they're buying, and then it's really, really simple to design a blue ocean, a new opportunity category, new offer, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of the same thing as we move forward. Yeah? Sweet, guys. You're awesome. Go get to it. You know exactly what to do. And rock on. Bye.